ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಈಗ. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Right to remain silent. It was easy. Paper was easy actually. Yeah, but most of the questions were from previous year UPSC papers only. Okay, some articles and all I have given to make it easy. Rest, most of the questions are from UPSC. Probably some 80% of the questions are from previous UPSC papers. Purposefully I gave because you need to prepare for that standard, right? So right to remain silent comes under Article 21, right? Or 19? Which one? Article 19, no? Speech and expression.
How to correct this, sir?
I mean, it is a wrong question. Wrong, no? Just mark it. Right to remain silent. Yesterday, I mean, while doing fundamental rights, I told na, right to speech and expression. At the same time, you have a right to remain silent. That is your fundamental right. Then judicial review, Article 13, right? Right to privacy, Article 21. I was mentioning one case, which was that Justice Puttaswamy case. In that case, it was popularly called as Aadhaar case, right? In that case, Supreme Court told right to privacy is a fundamental right.
If there is anything wrong, please mark it right answer.
Okay. Right to travel abroad comes under which article? 21. Which was the case? Maneka Gandhi case. That Supreme Court told right to travel abroad is a fundamental right under Article 21. There is a parliamentary system of government in India because responsible to the Lok Sabha. The mind of makers of the Constitution of India is reflected in which of the following? Preamble. Which article of Constitution of India safeguards one's right to marry the person of one's choice? 21. Sorry? Yeah, it is a UPSC question. I think 2019 or 20 prelims. 19, I guess. Which one of the following categories of fundamental rights incorporated against untouchability as a form of discrimination? Which one? Right to equality. Article 17. What was the exact constitutional status of India? This is also UPSC. India on 26th Jan 1950. Sovereign Democratic Republic. Socialist and secular was added by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1976. Who was the Prime Minister then? Indira Gandhi. The first Governor General of Bengal was Warren Hastings. who or which of the following is the custodian of the Constitution of India? It is the Supreme Court. It was also a UPSC question. Some institution was saying it is President, some were saying Supreme Court. Finally, UPSC gave Supreme Court. There was a controversy regarding this. Which article of Constitution of India safeguards one's right to marry the person of one's choice? Repeated, huh? Question got repeated. Huh? Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. Which article deals with amendment of Constitution? 368. Which article deals with pardoning power of President? Pardoning power of President? 72. Yesterday I did, no? 72. Governor? 161. Who has the power to summon and prorogue the either house of the Parliament? President. Vice President submits his resignation to President. Which of the following articles of Constitution of India provides the procedure for impeachment of the Constitution? 61. Okay. At least how many days are required to give the prior notice for the impeachment of the President of India? 14 days. Who among the following has power to declare national emergency? President. Who among the following is not appointed by President of India? Vice President. He is elected by Electoral College consisting of who? Both both houses of Parliament.
So this is how the exactly the question says. So
And first test, no, I gave little easy. Should not get panic now. But this will be the standard. See, UPSC questions, I can't ask all the questions, like the difficult one as well, right? First test only, na. There are, see, your preparation, as you prepare well, na, your way of approaching the answers will also change. Here, there are no statements. Straight away questions, na. I'll ask statements in future tests. I think you must have gone through previous year question papers, right?
The same article will go into the depth of this article 21. 3 questions are related to same.
Yeah.
They will go depth also.
They might. In Lakshmikant, if you read, na, this different, what all comes under that particular article. Now see, what happens, our constitution says right to life and personal liberty. Supreme Court in different judgments, they'll say that this is also part of right to life and personal liberty. In Maneka Gandhi case, Supreme Court told that right to life and personal liberty is not just animal existence. Living a life of dignity is also part of right to life and personal liberty. You have a right of living in a clean environment. Getting my point, right? That is also a right to life and personal liberty. In recently, Ranjit Singh case, I think, Ranjit Singh case, in Supreme Court told that, see, these are all advanced things. It is actually for your UPSC preparation, it is needed, right? So for mains and all, these cases and all is very much needed. In Ranjit Singh case, Supreme Court told this thing, you can note it. They might ask as well because it is in current affairs. Ranjit Singh case, the Supreme Court told that under right to life, a person has a right against the adverse impact of the climate change. Adverse impact of the climate change. A person has a right to life against the adverse impact of the climate change. Getting my point, right? So, Supreme Court is increasing the scope of Article 21. Right to life includes against adverse impact of climate change. See, what Supreme Court told was, if there is climate change, okay, just write it down, do one thing, just write it down, Ranjit Singh case. Article 21, check it, what exactly Supreme Court told in that. Okay, it is a kind of homework. There Supreme Court told, if there is a climate change, it will cause various issues. So that will affect a person's right to life. At the same time, Supreme Court told that it also affects right to equality. Because a person who has money, he can protect himself from the adverse impact of climate change. Whereas the person who does not have money, it might be difficult for him to overcome the adverse impacts of climate change. So Supreme Court told that if there is a climate change, it also affects right to equality and right to life. So it said that there is a right of every individual against adverse impact of climate change. That is a fundamental right under Article 21.
So what should be at the time of climate and property loss?
Yeah, then that is the responsibility of the government to protect everyone from climate change. That is why we are taking up schemes like Panchamrit commitments, you know, na? In environment you will study in COP 26, Government of India that we by 2030 50% of our electricity will be produced from green sources, 500 gigawatt of electricity from green sources, non-fossil fuels, right? By 2070 we will achieve net carbon zero. These are all the commitments we have given. These are all the commitments to reduce the adverse impact of climate change, right? But Supreme Court in that case it told right to life also includes against adverse impacts of climate change. Okay, like this in many judgments Supreme Court kept on telling it is also a part of right to life, right to clean environment. Okay, that is also, I don't remember the case. In one case Supreme Court told that I forgot the case name. Right to clean environment is also a fundamental right. Getting my point, right? So like that, these are all things you will have to read for mains. If you're preparing for UPSC mains, these cases are very much important because you will refer not only in polity, in environment. If you get a question, you can easily mention this case. While preparing for UPSC, it is not like polity is different, environment is different, history is different. No, it is not like that. You have to cover everything, right? Fine, there you will come across all those things. But yeah, in right to marry, I have given a question. It was nowhere in the it was not there in any textbook. UPSC directly asked a question. There you will have to use your logic, right?
Sir, once you
What is the question? What is the question? Yeah, there is a parliamentary system of government in India because Council of Ministers is responsible to the Lok Sabha. Alright, see why I said in presidential form there is a separation of executive and legislature. Executives are not part of the legislature. In parliamentary form, Article 74 and 75, yesterday I told, I'll come to that again. They are accountable. The Council of Ministers headed by Prime Minister, they are accountable to the House. Right? That is why it is a parliamentary form. If they are completely two separate, it is presidential form. In USA, what is it? President is not part of parliament, and the ministers. In USA, there are no ministers. There are secretaries, defense secretary, secretary of external affairs, like that. They are not accountable to the House. They are accountable to the president. Right? There is no interdependency. Got it? So that is why we have parliamentary form. Okay. Okay. So what we did yesterday? Yeah. Before that, we did writs. Right? What are the different types of writs we have? Habeas corpus, and which article? Writs come under Article 32. Right? Article 32. Article 32 deals with writs or constitutional remedies, which empowers a citizen to directly approach the Supreme Court if his fundamental rights are violated. And Article 32 itself is fundamental right, whereas High Court can issue writs under 220. High Court can issue writs under which article? 226. But that is not a fundamental right. So High Court can issue writs both for fundamental rights as well as other issues, whereas Supreme Court can issue writs only for violation of fundamental rights. Right? So Article 32 itself is fundamental right, whereas 226 is not fundamental rights. Okay. So the person can either, if his fundamental rights are violated, he can approach either High Court or he can directly go to Supreme Court. Right? Fine. So next, habeas corpus, then mandamus, prohibition, certiorari, quo warranto. Right? Fine. Next, we started with president. Right? What is the minimum age to become the president of India? 35. Right? Who will elect president? Electoral college consisting of elected members of both the houses of the parliament,
Members of legislative
assemblies of states, union territories, Delhi and Puducherry. Right? The legislative council will not participate in the election of the president. Right? Fine. Who was the first president? Dr. Babu Rajendra Prasad. So, what is the procedure for removal of the president? To whom president will give his resignation? Vice president. Oath. Who will prescribe the oath to president? Chief Justice of India or Chief Justice of Supreme Court. Right? CJI. So, what is the procedure for removal of president? It is called as impeachment. The resolution can be introduced in either house of the parliament. For the impeachment resolution can be introduced in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Then that has to be passed with what majority? 2/3 of the good. 2/3 of the total strength. Right? And the resolution must be signed by 1/4 of the total strength of the house. Right? 1/4 of the members has to sign it. Then it will be submitted to presiding officer of the house, speaker in case of Lok Sabha, chairman in case of Rajya Sabha. Then once the resolution is passed with 2/3 of the total strength, then what? Then president will be removed. It is the only case where we need 2/3 of the total strength majority. Right? Fine. Then what we did? Powers of president. Right? So what are the powers of president? Executive powers, legislative powers, financial powers, judicial powers, emergency powers, military powers, ordinance making powers. Right? So which article deals with ordinance making power of president? 123. Good. Then finance commission will be appointed by president. Right? Then pardoning power. I forgot that. No, pardoning power. Power of president. Which article deals with that? 72. Right? There are different types of powers under this. First one is pardon, where a person will be freed from his punishment. Right? A president can give pardon against when the punishment is against union law, when the punishment is of nature of death sentence, then court martial. Right? So pardon, then commutation, remission, respite, reprieve. In commutation, the punishment conversion. It will be changed to another form. Whereas in remission, reduction. Right? Fine. Respite, reprieve. You know that, right? Special case and just giving a break for going for an appeal. Fine. Then who is the supreme commander of all three forces? President. He will appoint the chiefs of all three forces. Okay. Fine. Then veto power. Yeah. Veto power of president. What are the 4 types of vetoes? Types of vetoes. Absolute, suspensive, pocket, qualified. Indian president has only 3. Absolute veto means withholding the assent, the bill ends there. Then suspensive veto, returning for reconsideration. Then qualified veto, what is the third one? Pocket veto, just not taking any action, keeping the bill without giving assent or rejecting it, just keeping the bill idle. Okay, that is called pocket veto. Then qualified veto, in American president has it. the bill needs to be passed with higher majority. Then the president must give his assent. Okay, fine. Then we were doing vice president, right? So who will elect vice president?
Both the members of the parliament.
And yeah, while in the impeachment process of president, who will vote?
Except
Nominate.
all nominated. Except
Nominated plus elected members, both will vote. Whereas in election of the president, it is only elected members will vote. Nominated members will not vote. Whereas in impeachment, both elected and nominated members of parliament will participate in the impeachment process of the president, right? Fine. Then vice president, electoral college consisting of elected plus nominated members of parliament. Yeah, both houses of parliament are Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, right? So he is the, what is the first responsibility of vice president? Ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. He presides over the sessions of the Rajya Sabha. But is he a part of Rajya Sabha? No, he is not a part of Rajya Sabha, right? Fine. Then to whom the vice president will give resignation? To whom? President. Oath? President. Okay. See, while reading any constitutional bodies or any offices, you have to know these things: appointment, qualification, oath, responsibilities, removal. Right? This is the framework. Not only for this, president, vice president, your constitutional, all constitutional bodies, finance commission, union public service commission. You're getting my point, right? The non-statutory bodies like human rights commission, women's commission. Okay, all those. This is the framework. Okay, fine. If you are reading for mains, then you need to look a bit deeper. What are the, like, there will be some, you can say, like, challenges. Okay, election commission. There are many challenges for the independence of election commission. So those things you need to remember, because there are many cases like Anu Baranwal case and all. So they might ask a question related to that. That is related to mains. Okay, fine. Next one is, okay, remove, yeah. How to remove president, vice president? What is the procedure? Yeah, it has to be introduced in Rajya Sabha and it must be passed with absolute majority there, and in Lok Sabha simple majority. Then the vice president will be removed. Okay, fine. If the president resigns, the election must be held within 6 months. But vice president, no such rule. Okay, its constitution says as soon as possible. Okay, because the responsibilities of vice president is very limited. Whereas president, if the president office is vacant, means it will halt all the functions. The vice president has to take the charge. Then the new president has to be elected as soon as possible. Okay, that is 6 months, within 6 months. Fine. So we will start with Prime Minister. Okay. And then Parliament. First we will start with Prime Minister. There is nothing much. Okay. CST. In India, there are two executives. One is de facto, other one is de jure. Right? De facto is Prime Minister. He is the real executive. De jure is President. He is the nominal executive. Right? Even though every executive decisions are made in the name of President, right? They are actually made by whom? Cabinet headed by Prime Minister. It is not the President. Getting my point, right? He is just a nominal head. Right? Because the Prime Minister is the one who is elected directly from people. He has more powers and responsibilities because he is accountable to the House and ultimately to the people. Right? He is ultimately accountable to the people through elections. Election is accountable mechanism, na? Accountability mechanism, right? You will ask questions, na? When a person is contesting for elections, he is accountable to people. People are not happy with his performance, they can vote against him, right? That is accountability mechanism, right? So constitution provides for a position called prime minister. He is the head of the cabinet or head of the government. Head of the state is president, head of the government is prime minister. He is the head of the council of ministers, right? Article 74 says that there shall be council of ministers headed by prime minister to aid and advise the whom? President. Okay, article 74 speaks about the office of the prime minister. There has to be council of ministers headed by prime minister to aid and advise the president. Okay, so prime minister can be a member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. There is no condition that he needs to be a part of Lok Sabha. He can be a member of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Okay, and a person who is not a part of either house of the parliament can also become a prime minister, but within 6 months he should get elected to either of the house. Otherwise, his office will cease to exist. Got my point, right? A prime minister can be a part of either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, and if he is not a part of either of the two house, then also he can become a prime minister, but within 6 months he should get elected to either of the house. Okay, Devegowda, when he became a prime minister, he was a chief minister of Karnataka. He was a MLA. He resigned to chief minister post and he became a prime minister. Then later he got elected to Rajya Sabha. Getting my point, right? So that is how he became prime minister. He need not to be a part of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but within 6 months he should get elected. Okay, fine. So who will prescribe oath to prime minister? President, right? Prime minister and other ministers, oath is prescribed by president. Our constitution, article 75 says that the other prime minister will be appointed by president, other ministers will be appointed by president on the advice of the prime minister. Okay, president cannot appoint some random person as ministers. He can appoint only those persons as ministers who are recommended by prime minister. Got the point, right? Fine. So in the cabinet, say this is the cabinet, there are multiple ministers, right? He is the prime minister, is the head. Suppose if there is one minister, if he resigned, getting my point, right? If he resigned or if he passed away or whatever, then it will create a vacancy. A new minister can be inducted. Got my point, right? What happens when a prime minister resigns or death or whatever case, if he is not in the position, what happens? What happens to cabinet, council of ministers? It will not just create a vacancy, it will dissolve the council of ministers. I'm not talking about house. I'm talking about council of ministers and cabinet. House will be there. House, nothing will happen. When a minister resigns, it will create a vacancy. A new minister will come in. Getting my point, right? Suppose a prime minister resigns, whole cabinet will end. Then they will have to, a new prime minister has to take oath and he will have to choose a new cabinet. It is not like all ministers will be there, new prime minister will come and sit. No. Then a new prime minister has to take the oath and he will have to form a new cabinet because he is the head. He can make them as a minister, but they will have to take a fresh oath. It is not the old cabinet. Got my point, right? A new cabinet will be formed. Okay, got the difference, right? See, when in Karnataka, we can take an example of when Yediyurappa was the chief minister, right? He resigned. Then Bommai became the chief minister, right? So when Yediyurappa resigned, that whole cabinet got dissolved. The moment CM resigned, automatically the ministers will cease to exist in the office. That is done. Okay, they are ex-ministers from that moment. They need not to give resignation. Whereas if a minister give resignation, it will just create a vacancy to that one position. A new minister will come to that position. That's all. Got the difference, right? Whereas if a chief minister resigns or prime minister resigns, it will dissolve the cabinet or council of ministers. A new council of ministers will have to take oath after the prime minister taking oath. A new prime minister taking oath. Okay, clear? Because prime minister is the head of the council of ministers. Okay, this one was also asked in one of the exams. Okay, fine. Then responsibilities, you know, right? What are the responsibilities of prime minister? He is the head of the state. He will take care of all the administration. Okay, he is the voice of the government. He represents the government in the house, either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. He represents the government. Okay, so there are two articles you must remember for prime minister and council of ministers as well. Article 74 and article 75. Okay, 74 says that there shall be council of ministers headed by prime minister to aid and advise the president. Article 75 says that the prime minister, you want to write? If you want to write, I will dictate. Yeah, prime minister is appointed by president. There are three provisions. The prime minister appointed by president and other ministers appointed by president on the advice of the prime minister. Prime minister appointed by president and other ministers are appointed by president on the advice of prime minister. Then the minister shall hold office during the pleasure of the president. The minister shall hold office during the pleasure of the president, and council of ministers shall be collectively responsible to the house of the people or to the Lok Sabha. Parliament in general, Lok Sabha in particular. Okay, the council of ministers shall be collectively responsible or accountable to the house of people, that is Lok Sabha. Okay, there is one more provision is that was introduced by 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, sorry, no. 52nd is 10th schedule. Schedule 10th, the anti-defection. In that, the provision is there has to be the strength of the council of ministers. The number of council of ministers in the council of ministers shall not be more than 15% of strength of the Lok Sabha. Okay, strength of the council of ministers shall not be greater than or equal to 15%. 52nd Amendment, 10th schedule. Okay.
Sir, can you explain 74th amendment?
74th amendment. Okay, 74, right? There shall be council of ministers headed by prime minister to aid and advise the president. That's all.
So to advise the president will be the council.
Yes, there has to be. See, what exactly it says is, the crux of that article is president cannot take any decision on his own. Got my point, right? Article 74 says there shall be council of ministers headed by prime minister to aid and advise the president. Means the president has to take a decision based on the advice of cabinet. And it was amended in 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. They made an amendment that the decision of the cabinet cannot be rejected by president. There is nothing called discretion of the president. The president has to act in accordance with the advice of the cabinet. That is why I told president is a figurehead. All right. So that is what Article 74 says. Okay.
At the time of sessions, president can announce the national emergency, but without the approval.
Without the approval, he cannot.
The cabinet should.
Cabinet has to. That I'll do it in national emergency. That's why I told I'll do it in national emergency. What all the powers I told now? All the powers he can do it on recommendation of the cabinet. He'll appoint finance commission. On his own, he cannot appoint it. The government will recommend who should be the members. He can appoint only them. He will appoint attorney general. He cannot appoint randomly. He cannot choose a person. It is the cabinet that will recommend. He can appoint only them. National emergency, earlier there was a provision that it is only the opinion of the advice of the prime minister. In 44th Amendment Act, they made a provision that it is not just the opinion of the prime minister, it is the opinion of the cabinet. The decision has to be taken in the cabinet. Even Prime Minister alone cannot recommend. The decision must be taken in the cabinet. Getting my point, right? So emergency, everything, whatever yesterday I told, even he is the chief commander of all three forces. It doesn't mean that he can declare a war, or he can choose any person as a army commander or army general. He can choose only those persons who are recommended, those army officers who are recommended by cabinet. There is again cabinet committee and appointments. Those things will come. They will recommend names and that will be appointed. He will be appointed by president. He'll just put a signature. That's all. Okay. Any doubt? You seems confused. No, it is not like that. There has to be some. See what happens. It is a setup of parliamentary form of government. There is a that argument is always there. What is the point of having president and governor, constitution setup? But it is kind of a check. But he has veto powers. No, actually not. Governor, you are speaking, huh? No, better means what? He has more powers. You are saying.
The president is just like a person with no use.
No, governor also he has no powers. Same powers. But the thing is, when the governor is appointed from central government, he'll act as if he has more powers. He can act as a blockage. He acts as a blockade. That's all. Even governor does not have that much.
He's a head or chairman of some institution.
Nothing. He is a vice chancellor of all government universities by default. There again, what is the procedure? I should not tell all these things, but yeah. See, when governor, he has the power to appoint. He's not. He's a chancellor. He's a chancellor by default. He's a chancellor of all the government universities. He can appoint the vice chancellors. But again, there is a condition. A committee has to be formed. He will recommend 3 names. Out of three names, he can choose 1 name. That's all. He can't choose any random names. Out of 3, 1 name he can choose. That also Tamil Nadu passed a resolution that he is no more a chancellor there. Yeah.
Within 3 months it should be.
Yeah, that is a case in Tamil Nadu government case. Not Cooper. B.N. Ravi case. B.N. Ravi is the governor. Yeah. Cooper is related to ordinance. Did you check that case?
Tamil Nadu and Haryana.
Haryana, no. Punjab. Supreme Court gave 2 conditions, 1 month and 3 months.
Actually, governor rejected bill.
He rejected the bill, and when it was sent again, he sent it to president. Supreme Court told, if you want the bill to be referred to president, then you should have do it in the first case, not in the second case. So it is again a controversy. I don't know what is going to happen, because it just made it made a governor completely a rubber stamp. If a bill is sent to you, give assent. That's all. Yeah, actually, the veto power is only ended. I don't know how it will create a friction between governments in future. There was a controversy regarding that, but Supreme Court judgment, thing they can't do anything. The court directly said all those bills are, automatically it got assent of the president. Without president assent, it became act. It became act. If you read that full article, it was a very big controversy at that time, right? We'll do it. What was it? Anti-defection, it's a separate chapter. I'll do it while doing parliament or separate chapter. I'll do it. But 52nd Amendment Act, it is actually not exactly 52nd. Next 52nd is the Constitutional Amendment Act that introduced 10th schedule. They made one more amendment. As per the amendment, the strength of the cabinet shall not be more than 15% of the total strength of the Lok Sabha, including Prime Minister. Because earlier what they were doing was, they were appointing 70, 80, 90 members as ministers just for the sake of politics. Right? Now they can't do it. In Karnataka, I think that strength of the cabinet council of ministers is 33. 15% of 224. It comes around 33. They cannot increase the strength beyond 33. Got it, right? That is also part of 74. There is one more provision as well. If a person who is disqualified to be a member of both the houses of parliament, then he is disqualified to be appointed as a minister as well. Okay, that is not required for you guys. But that is a provision of 74. But remember these 2 things. One more is this one. Ministers shall hold office during the pleasure of the president. Remember, it was asked in UPSC as well. The ministers, including Prime Minister, they hold office during the pleasure of the president. They will give option saying that till they enjoy the majority in the house. That is also true. But our constitution says they hold office during the pleasure of the president. In state, it is pleasure of the governor. But it doesn't mean that the president can, tomorrow he feel like, okay, this government shall not be there and I'll remove it. No, he can't do it. He can remove only when they loses the majority in the house. Okay, but constitution says they hold office during the pleasure of the president. Even if there is an option saying that they hold office till they enjoy majority in the house, that is not the correct answer. The correct answer is till the pleasure of the president. Okay, because article 75 says that council of ministers hold office during the pleasure of the president. Okay, fine. There is a demand regarding that. It has to be removed, like you should make like till they enjoy the majority in the house, but no amendment has been made it. Okay, how to remove this? Homa.
No, sir.
Okay, yeah, 74 and 5 got it right. So prime minister, he will give resignation to whom? President, right? He will give resignation to president. Even ministers, they'll give it to prime minister. Prime minister will send it to president. Okay, fine. So next is parliament. 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 Okay, who all are part of executive? President, vice president, prime minister, council of ministers, then attorney general, right? Who all are part of parliament? Who all are part of parliament? President, yeah, parliament, president, prime minister is not a part of parliament. Okay, president, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Okay, because prime minister is part of executive. Okay, he is a part of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha as a member. Okay, fine. So parliament consists of president, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Why president is a part of parliament? No, before that, the actual reason is any act of parliament, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, any bill passed by Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha becomes an act only after the assent of president. Correct? No, a bill has to be passed in both the houses of the parliament, and then the assent of the president will make it an act. Until that, it is only a bill, not act. Getting my point, right? Any bill of parliament becomes an act only after the assent. That is why president is a part of parliament. One thing. Second one is he will address the joint sitting. He will address the first session of the every year first session, budget session, he will address it. Then he will appoint a speaker. He will appoint the speaker if office of the both speaker and deputy speaker is vacant. Right? For all these reasons, he is a part of parliament. But actual reason is a bill becomes an act only after the assent of the president. That is why he is a part of parliament. Okay, fine. So we follow bicameralism, right? Correct? No. Bicameralism. That is, what does it mean? Two houses, upper house and lower house, right? Rajya Sabha is the upper house, Lok Sabha is the lower house. Anyone have been there to Delhi? ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು ಹೌಸ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಲೈಕ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಬೀನ್ ದೇರ್ ಟು ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧ? ಇಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ ನೀವು 3:30ಗೆ ಆಧಾರ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ತಗೊಂಡೋದ್ರೆ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಒಳಗೆ. ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹೆಸರು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು ವರ್ಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ತುಂಬಾ ಸರಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ವಿ, ಒಳಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ವಿ, ಏನೋ ಆಫೀಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೀವ್ ಯು. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಆಯ್ತು, PWD ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು. They'll give you a pass. 3:30 they'll give you a pass ತಗೊಂಡು you can easily go. Yeah, you can go and see the Vidhan Saudhan. They'll allow you. Okay, now I think weekend also there is a 50 rupees or extra kotre, they'll take you Vidhan Sabha. But if you have any contacts, na, during session, you should go. Ask sir. He'll give a pass. They will see. Because during session, I mean, I had been there by taking some pass. My friends are working there. I had taken a pass and gone to session. It will be very nice. But you can't take any photos, nothing. They'll take over all phones and all electronic gadgets and allow you. When I went, Sidramaya was speaking in session. Session, right? Yeah, you can say that. I think from August 11th session is starting. One day you can go. Monday to Friday, you can go and see. But during session, they will not allow you to Vidhan, so that will be very difficult. But when the session will not be there, then you can tell some officer and they can take the pass and you can go. Right? Fine. But you have to carry your ID proof, Aadhaar card or whatever. After 5:30 or 3:30, they'll leave. Okay. Fine. Go once. Right? You should, I mean, you guys are preparing for these exams, means you should go and see how our constitution, our administration is working. Right? Vidhan Sabha is really beautiful, man. Fine. Okay. So we have, even I haven't been there to Delhi. So yeah, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Right? So we follow bicameralism. That is two houses. Right? Lok Sabha is the house of people. Right? Because directly elected by people. Then Rajya Sabha, upper house. Okay. So first one will start with Rajya Sabha. Okay. Total strength of the Rajya Sabha is 250. But current strength is 245. Yeah. Rajya Sabha, total strength is 250. Current strength is 245. Out of 245, 12 members are nominated by who? President. 12 members are nominated by president. Remaining how much? 233. Out of 233, 229 from states, 4 from UTs. That is Delhi and Puducherry. Okay. 230, 229 from states, 4 from union territories. 238. Yeah. If it is 250, 238. Yeah.
Now, consider 245 now.
Current strength is 245. Okay. Total strength is 250. If it is 250, then 238 from states and 12 nominated. Okay. So current strength is 245. Out of 245, 233 and 12, 229 and 4. Okay, don't worry, these numbers just for your reference. They're not going to ask you all these things. Yeah. So 12 members are nominated by president. Remaining members are elected by whom? Elected members of legislative assemblies. Elected. Nominated members will not participate in the election of Rajya Sabha members. It is only elected members of legislative assemblies of the state and UTs. The legislative council also will not participate in the election of who? Rajya Sabha members. Okay. And the seats are allocated to states. Fourth schedule of the constitution deals with allocation of seats to states in Rajya Sabha. It is based on population. Higher the population, more number of seats are allocated. Lower the population, less number of seats. From Karnataka, it is 12 members. Okay. Highest is UP, 33 members highest. Tripura and all, only 1 member. Okay. From Karnataka, 12 members are elected to Rajya Sabha. Okay. UP highest, because right, UP is the highest populated state of India. Right. So from Karnataka, it is 12, UP 33 members. Okay. Fine. Then who is the presiding officer of Rajya Sabha? Vice President. Okay. The presiding officer of Rajya Sabha is vice president. He's called as chairman. He's a ex officio chairman. What do you mean by ex officio chairman? A person who is being elected as vice president, he will automatically becomes the chairman. There is no separate election for electing the chairman. Then we call it as ex officio chairman. Means he becomes vice president, automatically he becomes the what? Chairman of the Rajya Sabha. There is no separate election for that. Whereas the Speaker of the Lok Sabha is elected by the members among themselves. Got the difference, right? That is not ex officio position, because any member can contest for speaker election. Whereas chairman, there is no such election process. Whoever becomes the vice president, he will automatically becomes the chairman of the Rajya Sabha. Clear? Fine. But he is not a part of Rajya Sabha. Vice president is not a part of Rajya Sabha. Clear? And second, he can cast a vote. The chairman, I'm speaking about presiding officers of the Rajya Sabha, right? First one is chairman, presiding officer of Rajya Sabha. In chairman, he is the vice president, who acts as the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, right? So if a bill is introduced in Rajya Sabha, he cannot cast a vote at first instance. Means right after introducing a bill, he cannot cast a vote. He can cast a vote only when there is a deadlock. What do you mean by deadlock? Equality of votes. Both the sides have got same votes. Then only chairman can cast a vote to solve the deadlock. See, in Lok Sabha also same thing. In 1998, 8 or 6, 8, when 8 or 96, I think 96, man, I forgot. When Vajpayee became prime minister, a no confidence motion was moved. He lost it by 1 vote. Because Jayalalitha turned, 11 days. Jayalalitha voted against the government. If that he got 1 vote, then both the parties would have got same votes. Then speaker would have supported Vajpayee because he's from ruling party. Then the government would have continued. He lost it by 1 vote. 21. If it was if one member voted in favor of him, he could have got the majority, right? Fine. So chairman can cast a vote only when there is a deadlock. Okay. Next, removal. There is no separate procedure for removal of the chairman of Rajya Sabha. If he is removed as vice president, automatically he will be removed from chairman office, right? So for removing a chairman, you will have to move a resolution in Rajya Sabha only. With what majority? Absolute majority it has to pass. Then it will go to Lok Sabha. There it has to pass with simple majority. Then vice president will stand removed. Then automatically he will not be functioning as chairman, right? Fine. Okay. Next one is vice chairman or deputy chairman. Deputy chairman. Deputy chairman. Deputy chairman office is not an ex officio position. Deputy chairman is elected among the members, among themselves, elected by the members among themselves. Okay. Deputy chairman. Deputy chairman, he is elected by the members among themselves. Those 245 members will be there, na? They will choose one of the member as deputy chairman. Okay. It is also a constitutional position. He presides over the house when the chairman is absent. Okay. When chairman is absent, he presides over the house. Or suppose the vice president has resigned, then deputy chairman position is vacant. In such case also, the deputy chairman will preside over the session. Okay. And next thing is, he is not a subordinate. He is not subordinate to chairman. He is accountable to the house. It is not like there is chairman below the deputy chairman. No, that hierarchy is not there. He is not subordinate to chairman. He is, deputy chairman is accountable to house. Chairman is accountable to house. And deputy chairman will give resignation to chairman. Deputy chairman will give resignation to chairman. Clear? And next thing, there is no separate oath to deputy chairman. He'll take oath as a member of Rajya Sabha. That's all. Once he become deputy chairman, there is no separate oath or affirmation. As a Rajya Sabha member, he'll take oath. That is the final oath. Then he will become a deputy chairman. But there is no separate oath. Okay. Fine. So resignation, you got it? Okay. Yeah. Rajya Sabha, did I tell you the minimum age to become a member of Rajya Sabha? 30 years. Forgot to tell you that. The minimum age to become member of Rajya Sabha is 30 years. 30 years. Minimum age to become member of Rajya Sabha. Okay. Fine. Next, removal of deputy chairman. Removal. He can be removed by passing a resolution with absolute majority. Okay, in Rajya Sabha only. Absolute majority. Absolute majority. One more thing is, when there is a resolution, done. When there is a resolution for his removal is under consideration, he cannot preside over the session. Got my point, right? When there is a resolution for his removal is under consideration, if it is moving in the house, then he cannot preside over the session. But he can vote at the first instance. He need not to wait till deadlock. Got my point, right? Yeah, for his removal. But when he is sitting in the position of chairman, then he can vote only in case of deadlock. Getting my point, right? See what happens. I am a chairman. Okay. You are a deputy chairman. Now session is happening. I'm sitting here. You are sitting as a member. Then you can cast vote normally. You are like a normal member. Got my point, right? He's a deputy chairman, but he's not sitting in the position of chairman. Because I am as a chairman, I'm sitting in the seat. Then you can cast a vote like any other member. Suppose I have resigned or I'm not in the house. I have asked you to take over the business. Then you are sitting here. Then you can cast a vote only when there is a deadlock. And in suppose if there is a resolution for your removal is under consideration, then you cannot preside over the session. But you can be a normal member. And in such case, you can cast a vote like any other member. Now you need not to wait till deadlock. Got the difference, no? When there is a resolution for removal of vice president is under consideration, then vice president can cast a vote at the first instance. He need not to wait till deadlock. Okay. When he is functioning as a chairman, then he can cast a vote only when there is a deadlock. Understood? If the resolution is introduced, then he cannot take over the proceedings. Yeah, he'll have to step down. At that time, there is again one provision. I'll come to that next. Okay, you got this now? Removal, understood, right? Next, there is something called panel of vice chairpersons. Panel of vice chairpersons. Panel of vice chairpersons. Panel of vice chairpersons. See, the speaker will appoint, sorry, the chairman will appoint 10 members of the house of Rajya Sabha as not more than 10. Okay, it can be less than 10 as well. Not more than 10 members of the Rajya Sabha as panel of vice chairpersons. Thus, who will appoint? The chairman, not speaker. Speaker is in Lok Sabha. The chairman will appoint not more than 10 members as panel of chairpersons. What they'll do is they will function as chairpersons when the chairman is absent or deputy chairman is absent. Point, right? When chairman is also not in the house, deputy chairman is also not in the house, they are absent, then one among this panel will preside over the session. Getting my point, right? One among this panel of vice chairperson will preside over the sitting. Okay, suppose chairman position is vacant. Okay, vacant, I'm not saying absent. It is vacant, means there is no vice president has resigned or he has passed away or whatever. There is no current position, there is no chairman, and deputy chairman is also vacant. Currently deputy chairman is there, means not a problem. That position is also vacant. In such case, these people cannot preside over the session. They cannot. In such case, a person nominated by president will preside over the session. The president will choose a person among the members and will nominate him as a temporary speaker, temporary deputy chairman. He will preside over the session. You got my point, right? So this panel of chairperson can preside over the session only when the office of the chairman is absent, or the chairman is absent, or deputy chairman is absent. Only when they are absent. If the positions are vacant, then panel of vice chairpersons cannot preside over the house. Then a person nominated by president will preside over the house. President will nominate one of the member as deputy chairman, not as chairman, because chairman is an ex officio position. He will nominate a member as deputy chairman, and the deputy chairman will preside over the session. Got the difference, right? Difference between absent and vacant, you got it, na? Absent means he's in the office on that particular day, he's not in the house. Vacant means he's not in the office, I mean he has been removed from the office. In such case, a president will nominate a member and he will preside over the session. Okay, when they are absent, then one among the panel of vice chairpersons will take care of the business of the house. Okay, fine. So next is Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha. This one you got it, right? They might ask you a statement there. Okay, when the office of the chairman and the deputy chairman is vacant, who will preside over the session? Alright, if they ask you a question like that, then it is the person who is nominated by the president. When it is absent, when they are absent, then one among the panel of vice chairpersons. Vice chairpersons. Yeah. They will just, the chairman will just nominate 10 members as you just preside over the session. Okay, because see, the chairman cannot take care of the business all the time, right? He'll go to other work or whatever. In such case, someone from the panel. Okay, you must be seeing, if you have a habit of seeing Sunset TV, there's something called Sunset TV. Earlier there was 2 separate channels, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Now there is a Sunset TV channel, Doordarshan channel. If you see there, now session is going on now. You can see in YouTube as well. Then you will see who is sitting in the house, who is sitting in the position of presiding officer, all those things. Just go and check it. Okay, in YouTube it is available, live it is available. There are discussions in YouTube. I mean, in Sun TV, there are many discussions will happen. Not in the session, debates, TV debates. That is actually very good. You will understand so many things there related to various, schemes, government schemes, various issues, and security, everything. Right? Fine. What happened yesterday? You read newspapers today? ಓದಿಲ್ಲ ಯಾರು? ತರ್ಸಲ್ಲ ನ್ಯೂಸ್. I mean, whether you read it or not, if you're preparing for competitive exams, one newspaper should come to your house. No, that is a mandatory thing. Second, after that, anyways, you will start reading. Should purchase one newspaper, right? Take Hindu. I think they have 1 year prescription. Purchase one newspaper, because whatever they're asking now, even it is static or whatever it is, it will be related to current affairs, right? It is not completely detached from current affairs. Somewhere it will be connected to current affairs, right? So you never got a Hindu newspaper, huh?
Investigate, sir.
Okay, purchase Hindu newspaper, man. Here newspaper will not come. It will, no? Just go through it once.
Previously, we speak very good.
Okay, just go through the newspaper. Okay, so yesterday USA imposed a 25% tariff on Indian goods, right? 25% of tariff they have imposed, saying that because we are purchasing oil from Russia and defense equipment from Russia. You know, there is a war going on between Russia and Ukraine, right? Whole European Union and NATO is against it. So they are asking India not to purchase oil from Russia. So we are purchasing oil from Russia and we are exporting it to Europe. Now European Union has said that we will not import oil from India. That is processed oil. So this is the current affairs. So these things you should be able to connect it with your static, right? Fine. So if you are reading, then you will understand Strait of Hormuz, Suez Canal, right? All these things. Fine. Yeah. Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is the lower house, right? Correct, no? Should say yes or no? What? You people ate nicely and sleeping. It's been 20 minutes. I'll finish this and one more break. Yeah? Fine. Lok Sabha, what is the strength of Lok Sabha? 552. Current strength is 545. Okay. So total strength is 552. Maximum strength 552. Currently we have 545. Total strength is 552. Currently we have 545. Okay. 545 is the strength of Lok Sabha. Total strength is 552. Okay. So it consisting of members who are directly elected by people. Actually it was 543 plus 2. I think in new books it must have changed it to 545 only. This 2 was Anglo-Indian members. That was amended by that provision is removed. Now there are no more Anglo-Indian members. Okay. Earlier there used to be 2 Anglo-Indian members who are nominated by president. 543 used to be directly elected by people. 2 members used to be nominated by president. Now that provision is being removed. Okay. Anglo-Indian members are no more being nominated by president. Okay. So 545 is the strength. They are directly elected by the people, right? There will be parliamentary constituencies and people will vote and they will be elected directly by people, right? So Karnataka has how many MP constituencies? 28. There are 28. Andhra Pradesh?
Telangana.
You're from Telangana, huh? Okay. 17. So Karnataka has 28, right? Highest UP 81, I guess. 80 or 81? 80, no? Yeah. Okay. So what is that? Oh, sorry, man. I forgot to tell you one more thing in Rajya Sabha. The term of Rajya Sabha members. I didn't tell you that. So what is the term of Rajya Sabha members? Actual term. The Constitution has told that Constitution did not prescribe the term of the members of Rajya Sabha. It left it to the Parliament to decide the term. So Parliament has enacted RP Act 1951. What is RP Act 1951? What do you mean by RP? Representation of People's Act 1951. the Parliament passed Representation of People's Act 1951 and fixed the term of Rajya Sabha as members of Rajya Sabha as 6 years. Sorry, 6 years. RP Act, Representation of People's Act 1951, it provided for the term of members of Rajya Sabha as 6 years. But Rajya Sabha is we call Rajya Sabha as a permanent chamber or permanent house. Okay, why? Lok Sabha will be dissolved after 5 years, but Rajya Sabha cannot be dissolved after 5 years. Here what happens is every second year, 1/3 of the members will be retired. Every second year, 1/3 of the members will be retired. Okay, for that 1/3 position, the new members will be elected from the states, so that the term will be 6 years. So when the act was passed, no, first time it was through lottery. They selected the members to get retired. After 2 years, someone has to retire now. 1/3 of the members. How will you decide in the first session? All 245 members were there. You will have to choose 1/3 of the members to get retired. What they did was they choose the names through lottery. Chits. They put chits and they collected the names. They picked the chits and they found, they listed 1/3 members' names and they got retired. Okay, now it is 1/3 of the members every second year. Beginning of the third year, new members will come. So the term is 6 years. Okay, but Rajya Sabha is a permanent house, so it will not be dissolved after completion of the 6 years. You got the difference, right? In Lok Sabha, what happens after completion of the 5 years, a new house will come. Right? In Rajya Sabha, it will not happen. It is a continuous chamber. Okay, fine. Yeah. Term, you got it, no? RP Act 1951 provided a term of the members of the Rajya Sabha is 6 years. Okay, they might ask you a statement that Constitution has prescribed that the term of the members of Rajya Sabha is 6 years. No, it is not. Constitution has left it to the Parliament to decide. So Parliament has enacted RP Act 1951, Representation of People's Act 1951. Okay. We were talking about Lok Sabha, right? Yeah. Huh. Yeah. See, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. 6 years, no? 2, 2, 2. Every second year, 1/3. Okay. Got confused? Yeah. So, huh?
Senior person will be there.
It is. Yeah.
Again, cannot.
He can contest. He can contest any number of times. There is no limitation on that. Okay. He can be nominated as well. In India, we have minimum age, not upper limit is not there, right? So, minimum age is to become a Rajya Sabha member 30 years. See, Lok Sabha is 25, okay? Lok Sabha is 25, Rajya Sabha is 30, President, Vice President is 35. This is the order. 25, 30, 35. Same with state. Legislative Assembly is 25, Council is 30. What is the minimum age to become a Prime Minister? Yeah. Why? He can be a member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, but to become Prime Minister, at least he need to be a member of either of the house. So it has to be 25. But our Constitution has not prescribed the minimum age to become the Prime Minister. He needs to be a member of House of the Lok Sabha, either House of the Parliament, right? Even for ministers, same thing. A minister can be a part of Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. Currently, we have External Affairs Minister. Jaishankar is from Rajya Sabha. Then Nirmala Sitharaman is from Rajya Sabha. Ashwini Vaishnav is from Rajya Sabha. Right? So they are from Rajya Sabha. They are not elected to the Lok Sabha. Right? That is a provision of the Constitution. They can be a part of either house of the Parliament. Right? Fine. So, Lok Sabha, the member, minimum age to become a member of Lok Sabha is 25 years. Right? Then, oath. As per the constitution, it is the president or any other person nominated by president will prescribe oath to members of who? Lok Sabha and both Rajya Sabha as well. It is the president or any other person nominated by president. Okay, usually you will see the speaker will be prescribing oath, right, in Lok Sabha and chairman in case of Rajya Sabha. But as per the constitution, it is the president or any other person nominated by him. Okay, if you get a question say asking that who will prescribe oath to members of Lok Sabha, it is the president. Okay, but usually he will not do it. He will authorize speaker to do the job.
To all the elected members.
Yeah, to all the members. Yeah. If you see, Lok Sabha session, the first session will be taking oath. First day. The speaker will not call single member. He'll make a group, 10 members, like that, and they'll prescribe oath. He'll prescribe oath. Okay, but don't get confused because in TV you will see the speaker will be prescribing oath.
Sir, on ceremony, president gives the oath.
That is for ministers and prime ministers. For members, he will not. Got my point, right? Yeah, for members, he will not. He will prescribe oath to ministers and prime ministers. Members, it is usually speaker. Getting my point, right? It is speaker. Okay, fine. So what is the minimum age? It is 25. Then oath will be given by president or any other person nominated by him. Okay. Then resignation. To whom the members of Lok Sabha will give resignation?
Speaker.
Yeah, it is the speaker. There it is chairman. In Rajya Sabha it is chairman. In Lok Sabha it is to speaker or presiding officer of the house. To him, the members will give resignation. Okay, fine. Then duration, it is, what is the duration of Lok Sabha? 5 years. The duration of Lok Sabha is 5 years. It is not a permanent house. After 5 years, it will be automatically dissolved. And before that also, the president can dissolve the house. Okay, before 5 years also, the president can dissolve the house on recommendation of cabinet. You should not say prime minister. It is the cabinet headed by prime minister. On recommendation of the cabinet headed by prime minister, the president can dissolve the house before the completion of 5 years. And it is irreversible. Means once president dissolve the house, then a fresh election has to happen. That cannot be reversed. Okay, fine, understood. So president can dissolve the house before the completion of 5 years. See, when in 2004, I don't know, you might be remember or not. I don't think you would be knowing this. Atal Bihari Vajpayee went 6 months early to elections. In 2004, MP election happened. That time it was NDA government had completed only 4.5 years, 4.5 years. They went to election 6 months early by dissolving the house because cabinet recommended, and they went to election 6 months early. They can do it on recommendation of the cabinet. Understood? Okay. So it is the president, he can dissolve the lower house, but upper house cannot be dissolved. That is a permanent chamber. Okay, fine. Then presiding officer. Presiding officer of the house. Who is the presiding officer of Lok Sabha? Yeah, but he is called speaker. Okay, speaker. He is elected. He is elected by the members among themselves. The members will elect a person as speaker among themselves. Okay. So the date of election of speaker is fixed by whom? President. The date of election of the speaker is fixed by president. The president will fix the date of election of the speaker. Okay. President will fix the date of election of the speaker. Yeah. Presiding officer is a general term for both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Here it is speaker, there it is chairman. Okay. The president will fix the date of election of the speaker. Then the members will will vote and elect a person as a speaker among themselves. Okay, and there is no separate oath for speaker. He will take a oath as member of parliament, member of Lok Sabha. That is the oath. He will not take any separate oath as a speaker. Got my point, right? Fine. Then removal. Before that, resignation. He can give resignation to deputy speaker.
Speaker can move to
Deputy speaker to speaker. Okay. He will be giving resignation to which position?
speaker.
Speaker office, not as a member of parliament, as a speaker. Okay, fine. He can give resignation to deputy speaker. Okay, next is removal. Removal. What is the procedure for removal of deputy chairman? What majority is required? Absolute majority. Same thing is here. Okay. I mean, absolute majority is needed to remove speaker. And when there is a resolution for removal of speaker is under consideration, then he cannot preside over the session. He cannot preside over the session, but he can cast a vote at first instance. What is the difference with chairman?
Same deputy.
Sorry? Deputy chairman there. Yeah. But the chairman, he cannot cast a vote when there is a resolution for his removal under consideration. But speaker, when there is a resolution for his removal is under consideration, he cannot preside over, but he can vote to protect himself. Chairman cannot. That is what I told now there. When the resolution for his removal of the chairman is under consideration, it is not actually chairman. It is a resolution for removal of vice president. Correct? No. When such resolution is under consideration, he cannot vote. Deputy chairman can, because he is a part of Rajya Sabha. No. But when there is a resolution for removal of speaker is under consideration, he cannot preside over the session. He cannot function as a speaker, but as a common member, he can cast a vote to protect himself. He need not to wait till deadlock. Before that only, first instance only, he can cast a vote. Got the difference, right? Between speaker and chairman, speaker and deputy chairman. Clear? Fine. Yeah. Then functions and responsibilities of the speaker. Responsibilities of the speaker. Roles, powers, functions, whatever you can write of speaker. Yesterday I was speaking about summon and prorogation, right? Who will do that? It is the president who will summon the session and who will prorogue the session. Then there is something called adjournment and adjournment sine die. Adjournment and adjournment sine die. Adjournment and adjournment sine die. 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 Okay. It will be issued by speaker or presiding officer of the house. In case of Rajya Sabha, it is the chairman. In case of Lok Sabha, it is the speaker. They'll issue adjournment and adjournment sine die. What does it mean? Adjournment means, see, I told you summoning and prorogation. What is summoning? Says that from this date the session starts. Okay. So adjournment is ending the sitting of the house, right, with a fixed date of reassembly. Means today 5 o'clock, today's session is done. I'll say that the session is adjourned till tomorrow 10 o'clock. Tomorrow 10 o'clock is the time of reassembly. Got it, right? That is adjournment. Whereas adjournment sine die is terminating the sitting without fixing the time of reassembly. Getting my point, right? So the session will be ended there. So what happens is president will issue summoning. Session will be summoned. Then house will proceedings will start. Today's business is done. Then the presiding officer will issue adjournment. The session is urgent till tomorrow 2 o'clock or tomorrow 10 o'clock or whatever. Okay. Then tomorrow 10 o'clock the session will start. And it will continue for like that only. It will continue for say some 10 days or whatever. Then the business is done. Whatever the functions had to be done. Now what all the bills had to be passed, everything is done. Then the speaker will issue adjournment sign die. That is, the session is adjourned, not till. It is adjourned, done. Then after some days, the president will issue a notification of prorogation. Prorogue, I said, summoning and prorogation. On that day, after some days, the president will issue the prorogation. It means that the session is completely ended. When the prorogation is issued by president, because president is only having the right to call for a session and to end the session completely. Summoning he will do. After all these things, he will issue the notification of prorogation. And one more thing is, the president can issue prorogation whilst house is in session. In between also, president can issue the prorogation. He need not to wait till adjournment sign die. He can issue the notification of prorogation before adjournment sign die as well. That is, when the house is in session, at that time also he can issue the prorogation. Okay. So what you should know here is adjournment and adjournment sign die are issued by presiding officer. Summon and prorogation will be issued by president. Adjournment is, it will end the sitting with a fixed time of reassembly. Whereas adjournment sign die is without any time of fixing the time of reassembly. Whereas adjournment sign die, it ends the sitting. Whereas prorogation will end the session. You are getting the difference between sitting and session, no? Session is from 5th to 11th, it is Karnataka session is starting. We'll take an example of that. 11th to, we'll take 21st is the session. 11th to 21st session is happening. Sitting is today morning 10 o'clock to evening 5 o'clock. That is a sitting of the first day. Getting my point, right? Got it, no? Adjournment, difference between adjournment and adjournment sign day, you got it, right? Clear? Fine. We'll take a break. Yeah. 5 minutes. Mute it, no? Okay, should we start? Should we start? Okay. Presiding officer is done, right? Now disqualification of members. Disqualification disqualification of members.
Here, there will be no panel of chairperson.
Oh, I didn't do that. Yeah. So there are panel of chairpersons, panel of speaker, or panel of chairpersons. We can call either way. Panel of chairpersons in Lok Sabha as well. Panel of chairpersons. Did I do deputy speaker? Deputy speaker is done? No, right? Okay, fine. We'll start with okay panel. Then we'll start with deputy speaker only. I thought I did it. Okay. Same. It is similar to the deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha. There is an office called deputy speaker. Who will fix the date of election of speaker? Who will fix the date of election of speaker? I don't know. President. President will fix the date of election of speaker.
Election of speaker.
Date when the election should be conducted. The date of election of speaker will be fixed by president. Similarly, the date of election of deputy speaker will be fixed by speaker. The date of election of have water, no?
Yes.
The date of election of speaker will be fixed by president. I think you must have written. I told you that time.
Date of election.
Yeah. So the date of election of deputy speaker is fixed by who? Speaker. Okay. What is the minimum age to become a speaker? 25. To become a member, if he needs to be a member of the house. There is no particular age. Then oath. Who will prescribe oath to speaker? There is no separate oath for speaker. As a member of Lok Sabha, he will take oath. And who will prescribe oath to members of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha? It is the president or any other person nominated by president. So deputy speaker, the date of election of deputy speaker will be fixed by speaker, and he is elected by the members among themselves. He is elected by the members among themselves. Okay. And deputy speaker is not subordinate to speaker. He is accountable to the house. Okay. Next is removal. Removal how to remove speaker? What majority is needed? Absolute majority. A resolution has to be moved in the house, and that must be supported by absolute majority. What do you mean by absolute majority? Half of the total strength, majority of the total strength, right? Same with deputy speaker as well. It requires absolute majority. Okay, absolute majority is required. A resolution has to be moved in the house, that has to be passed by absolute majority, then only deputy speaker will be removed. Okay, and another important thing is, when there is a resolution for his removal is under consideration, he cannot preside over the house, and he can cast a vote to protect him. There is no need to wait till deadlock. Before deadlock only he can cast a vote. Okay, when there is a resolution for removal of deputy speaker is under consideration, he need not to wait till deadlock. He can cast a vote at the first instance. Understood? Same with speaker, same with deputy speaker. Okay, next is panel of chairpersons. Panel of chairpersons. Okay, who will appoint? Yeah, speaker will appoint or nominate. We can say nominate. Speaker will nominate not more than 10 members of the Lok Sabha as panel of chairpersons. Not more than not more than 10 members as panel of chairpersons. Okay, among the members of Lok Sabha. Okay, first idea. Speed okay la? Okay, not more than 10 members as panel of chairpersons. Okay, there it is, panel of vice chairpersons, right? Or panel of, here panel of chairpersons, not more than 10 members. Okay, so there is no separate oath for them. They will not take any oath, and they can preside only when in the absence of chairman and speaker and deputy speaker, not when the offices are vacant. They can only, the panel of one of any member among the panel of vice chairperson, panel of chairpersons can preside over the session only when speaker and deputy speaker are absent, not when offices are vacant. But deputy speaker can preside over the session when office of the speaker is vacant. Okay, when office of the speaker is vacant, then deputy chairman can preside over the session. But panel of chairpersons can preside over the session only when chairman and speaker and deputy speaker are absent, not vacant. When they are vacant, then who? Yeah, president will nominate one of the member to function as a temporary speaker. Then the speaker will be elected. New speaker will be elected. Okay, fine. Then there is something called speaker pro tem. Speaker pro tem. TM. Speaker pro tem. Speaker pro tem. TEM. Speaker pro tem. Any idea? See, the newly elected Lok Sabha will meet, right? But before electing the speaker, there has to be a person to prescribe oath and to to assist in the election of the speaker. There has to be a speaker, no, to elect the new speaker and to prescribe oath to the members. There has to be speaker, right? That responsibility will be taken care by speaker pro tem. Kind of temporary speaker. Huh?
And condition will be.
I'll come to that. Speaker pro tem. He is appointed by president. Okay. Speaker pro tem is appointed. He is not elected. He is appointed by president. Speaker pro tem. he is appointed by president. Usually the president will appoint the senior most member of the house, as speaker pro tem. His responsibility is prescribing oath to the members and electing the new speaker,
Senior most member.
senior most member of the house. Usually the president will appoint the senior most member of the house as speaker pro tem. What he will do is he will prescribe oath, because to the members the oath will be prescribed by president or any other person nominated by him. Speaker pro tem will prescribe the oath. Then only you can conduct the elections. Now, after taking oath only they will officially become the members of parliament, right? Once they take the oath, then president will fix the date of election of the speaker. Then the speaker pro tem will conduct the election. Newly elected speaker will take up the position. Then he will go and become the normal member of the house. He need not to resign, nothing. Once the newly elected speaker assuming the charge, then he'll become the normal member of the house. Speaker pro tem will become the normal member of the house. It is like temporary speaker. Okay, kind of temporary speaker for your understanding purpose, but you should use the keyword speaker pro tem only. Okay, got it? No, speaker pro tem is appointed by whom? President. Speaker pro tem is not elected, he is appointed by president for temporary period for the purpose of conducting elections to the office of speaker and prescribing oath to the members. Okay, that is called as speaker pro tem. Okay, fine. Next, vacating the seat in case of under anti-defection law. Okay, vacating the seats or losing the membership of the house in case of anti-defection, or you can write disqualification on grounds of defection. Disqualification on grounds of defection. Disqualification of members on grounds of defection. Disqualification of members on grounds of defection. Defection. Disqualification of members on grounds of defection. 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act added 10th schedule. 10th schedule that deals with disqualification of members in case of 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Constitutional Amendment Act. 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act added 10th schedule which deals with anti-defection law. What do you mean by defection? Okay, write it. Finish it. Okay. Defection. Defection means if a person changing his party, shifting to other party, right? That is called defection. You change one group to another group, you are defecting that group. That is called defection. In Kannada we say pakshantara, right? Jumping from one party to another party, that is defection, right? So what people used to do, what members used to do, members of parliament or state legislature, they used to change the parties overnight, right? So what it was causing, because of such defection, the government will fall, the government will change in 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, and there will be corruption in that, right? People will, some party, some person will pay money to another MLA or MP and they will change the party. So it will affect the stability of the government and smooth functioning of the government. To avoid that, to avoid such unethical practices, Parliament passed a passed 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act and added 10th schedule, that is anti-defection law. Okay, what it says is a member who is elected from a political party resigns to that membership of that political party, then he will lose his membership of the house. Andre, I mean, suppose a MP is elected from BJP. Okay, he has resigned to the membership of the BJP party membership, then automatically he will lose the membership of the house. One condition. Second condition, if a member of any Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or state assemblies or council, same thing, if they joins any other political party, being a member of house, he has elected from the BJP, he joined Congress, then he will lose membership of the house. He will lose the membership of the house. And third one, there is something called whip. 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 Whip means a political party, it is like a direction. Okay, whip is a direction given by a political party to its members. What does it mean? Suppose BJP, current NDA government, they are introducing some bill in the house. Okay, they are introducing some important bill, say Article 370. We heard about Article 370, right? It was giving special status to Jammu and Kashmir. When it was squashed, they introduced a bill. When the bill was introducing, what they'll do, they will issue a whip saying to all its members that you need to be present in the house on that particular day and you should vote in favor of the bill. You should vote in favor of the bill. That is a whip given by BJP. Opposition party, what they'll do, they'll issue a whip saying that you should be present in the house on that particular day and you should vote against the bill. Getting the difference, right? They can issue a whips based on their requirements, right? If the member voted against that whip, then also he will be disqualified. Getting my point, right? If BJP has told to its member, there will be a person called as whip in every political party in the house. One among the member will be selected as whip for that political party. BJP has its own whip, Congress has its own whip, one member. He will issue a whip, means a direction. If any member violates that whip, he will lose us because it is offense under anti-defection law. It is considered as defection because he has violated the directions of the party. So then also he will lose the membership. Understood? Suppose if he resigns to the membership of the political party. Second one, if he changes the party after getting elected to a house. Third one, if he violates the whip. Whip means direction, written direction. He will lose the membership under anti-defection law. Three things. Next, an independent member. Suppose a person who got elected to Rajya Sabha or Lok Sabha or assemblies independently without being a part of any political party. After getting elected, if he joins any political party, after he becoming the member of Lok Sabha, after he becoming the member of Rajya Sabha, if he joins any political party, he will lose his membership. Understood? A independently elected member in Karnataka, last time Sumalata was elected from Mandya as MP independently. If she joined BJP or Congress after getting elected, she will lose her membership. Okay, they can support the government from outside or they can become a minister as an independent member, but they cannot become the part of the party. They can't join Congress, BJP or any other party. They can become ministers or they can take up any positions, but they can't join any political party. Got the difference, right? If any independent member joins any political party, he or she will lose membership of the house. Fourth one. Next, nominated member. In Rajya Sabha, there are how many members are nominated? 12 members. In Lok Sabha, there are no nominated members. No, so leave that. If the nominated member joins any political party after the expiry of 6 months, he will also lose, or he or she will also lose membership. 6 months means today the person got nominated to the Rajya Sabha. Okay. From today, within 6 months, he can join any of the political party. Okay, after 6 months, if he joined any political party, he will lose the membership. Understood? Nominated members have the time period of 6 months to join any political party, whereas independent members, they cannot join any political party after getting elected. If they want to join, they need to resign and join. Okay, understood? They have to resign and join. There is another. What are the conditions for disqualification? First one is party membership. If they are giving up their party membership, they will lose the membership. They will lose the membership of the house. And second one, joining the another party, another political party, they will lose the membership. Third one, going against whip issued by a political party. Going against a whip issued by a political party, they will lose a membership. Next condition is for independent members, if they join any political party, they will lose membership. For a nominated member, after 6 months, if they join any political party, they will lose their membership. Understood? After 6 months, if they join any political party, they will lose their membership as the member of parliament. Either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, they will lose their membership. Clear? Understood? And who will disqualify the members here? Yes, it is the speaker. But in any other cases, the disqualification of members will be done by president. If there are disqualification of members under any other circumstances, the president will disqualify the member in consultation with the Election Commission of India. Okay, but under anti-defection law, the disqualification of members will be done by presiding officer of the house, speaker in case of Lok Sabha, chairman in case of Rajya Sabha. Okay, but in other cases, the disqualification of members will be done by president in consultation with the Election Commission. But under disqualification will be done by speaker. Okay, disqualification will be done by speaker. There is a case called, originally under 10th schedule, the decision of the speaker was free from judicial review. Means once the member is disqualified, that cannot be challenged in court of law. It was free from judicial review. Disqualify adre mugito. He is disqualified. That cannot be challenged in any court of law. In Kyoto Holohan case, there is a case called in 1992 Kyoto Holohan case. Kyoto Holohan case. Kyoto Holohan case, the Supreme Court told that the decision of the speaker is subject to judicial review. Okay, Kyoto Holohan case, the Supreme Court told that the decision of the speaker is subject to judicial review. Means if a speaker or chairman, if they disqualify some member, that can be challenged in the court of law. Okay, understood the difference, right? That can be challenged in court of law. So just remember, Kyoto Holohan case is related to what? Anti-defection law. Okay, Kyoto Holohan case. But there is one more provision to escape from anti-defection, that is, if 2/3 of the members of any political party joins another political party, then it will not be considered as an offense under anti-defection law. That is called as merging. There are 10 members or say 12 members in the party. Say party A, it has 12 members. Suppose one member joins another political party, that will be considered as defection under anti-defection law and he will be disqualified. Suppose 2/3 of it, 8 members. If 8 members joins any political party, that is called as merging. So then anti-defection law will not be, it cannot be applicable here. Understood, right? If you are following, in Maharashtra, Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray group faction was there, and Eknath Shinde, he took some of the MLAs and he formed a government with BJP. So they were not disqualified because 2/3 of the members were in support of him. So that was considered as a separate faction. Okay, understood, right? Fine. Okay, all right. Next is vacating of seats in case of double membership. Vacating of seats in case of double membership. Double membership. As per the RP Act 1951, double membership means membership of both the houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, membership of 2 seats from the same house, for contesting from 2 seats in the same house, are member of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and state legislative assemblies. What happens in that case? Okay, if a person is both the houses of the parliament, that is to Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, he should intimate within 10 days which seat he wants, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Otherwise, his seat in the Rajya Sabha becomes vacant. Okay, a person getting elected to both the houses of the parliament, then within 10 days he should choose either of one. Otherwise, both the seats becomes, otherwise his seat in the Rajya Sabha becomes vacant. A person who is getting elected to both the seats of parliament, that is Lok Sabha plus Rajya Sabha, he should choose one within 10 days. Otherwise, Rajya Sabha becomes vacant. Okay, Rajya Sabha becomes vacant. Suppose sitting member of the one house becomes the member of the another house. Okay, then if he doesn't choose any one, then his seat in the first house becomes vacant. Means he is already a member of Lok Sabha. Okay, sitting member. He got elected to Rajya Sabha as well. Okay, then his seat in Lok Sabha becomes vacant. If he is a member of Rajya Sabha, he got elected to Lok Sabha, then his seat in the Rajya Sabha becomes vacant. Understood? His seat in the Rajya Sabha becomes vacant. Suppose a member of state legislative assembly, okay, MLA, if he becomes the MP, that is member of the parliament, then he should decide within 14 days which seat he needs. Okay, otherwise his seat in the parliament becomes vacant. Okay, if a member of state assembly getting elected to parliament, he should choose within 14 days, otherwise his seat in the parliament becomes vacant. His seat in the parliament becomes vacant. Understood, no? A member of state assembly, if he is getting elected to parliament, he should choose within 14 days, otherwise his seat in the parliament becomes vacant, right? Second thing is, if a person getting elected from 2 constituency of the same house, then he should choose one, otherwise both becomes vacant. Otherwise both becomes vacant. If a person getting elected to the 2 seats of the same house, getting elected to 2 seats of the same house, then he should choose one, otherwise both becomes vacant. Otherwise both becomes vacant. Okay, 14 days is this one, no?
That can you
Yeah, a member of state legislative assembly, if the member of state legislative assembly getting elected to parliament, yeah, should choose either of one, otherwise his seat in the parliament becomes, within 14 days he should choose either parliament or assembly, otherwise his seat in the parliament becomes vacant. Okay, if a person See, he got elected to 2 seats recently. Rahul Gandhi, na? Yeah. KCR, yeah, MP and MLA. That here in Kumaraswamy, he was MLA from Chenpatna. He got elected from Mandya. He chose Mandya MP constituency. So my Chenpatna became vacant. Rahul Gandhi, he became elected to same house from not Varanasi. This one. No, Uttar Pradesh. Kerala, Wayanad. In Uttar Pradesh, Raebareli is Sonia Gandhi, no? There are 2 constituencies. They will contest Sonia Gandhi and this fellow. Yeah. Earlier she used to contest from there. Amethi. Rahul Gandhi from Amethi. Raebareli was the constituency of Sonia Gandhi. This is some other person contested from there. So what I'm saying, yeah, he contested from both the constituencies and he got elected in both. Right. So what he'll do? What he did? He resigned Amethi and why? No. Amethi. There. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Wayanad. In Wayanad, Priyanka Gandhi contested. She won the election. So he had to choose either of the one. Otherwise, both will become vacant. Clear? Got the conditions right? 4 conditions, right? Fine. Next is resignation. I told you, na? It is the presiding officer. Their members will give resignation to presiding officer. Then in case of absence, we are speaking about losing of membership, correct? In case of absence, if the members are absent to the house without the permission of the presiding officer for continuously for 60 days, okay, then they will lose the membership. Okay, if the members are absent to the session without the permission of the presiding officer continuously for 60 days, then they will lose the membership. Then they will lose the membership. Okay, they will lose the membership. Next, leaders in the house. Leaders in parliament. It's a parliament. Leaders in the parliament. Yeah. We're dealing with parliament. That is on parliament is actually little big. Then state government is not this much, because whatever we have studied here now, that is a repetition of that. State government, I won't go this much slow. I'll go bit fast because you'll be familiar with all the topics. It is just comparing with central government. Okay. Leaders in parliament, we have leader of the house. Leader of the house. Leader of the house. See, there are 2 houses, na? Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. If Prime Minister is from Lok Sabha, he will automatically becomes the leader of the house. Correct? If the Prime Minister is from Lok Sabha, he will be the leader of the house automatically. If Prime Minister is Rajya Sabha, from Rajya Sabha, he will be the leader of the house of Rajya Sabha. Suppose Prime Minister is from Lok Sabha, then from Rajya Sabha, one of the cabinet ministers nominated by Prime Minister will act as the leader of the house. Okay? Getting my point, right? If the leader of Prime Minister is from Lok Sabha, he will be the leader of the house automatically by default. If Prime Minister is from Rajya Sabha, he will be the leader of house of Rajya Sabha. If Prime Minister is from Lok Sabha, then he will nominate one of the cabinet ministers as leader of the house of Rajya Sabha. Same, if the Prime Minister is from Rajya Sabha, one of the cabinet minister will be the leader of house in Lok Sabha. Clear? Understood, na? Fine. Next one is leader of opposition. Leader of opposition. In Britain, his leader of opposition, Ivor Jennings, called him as a alternative prime minister. Leader of Prime Minister, he called Leader of Prime Minister as alternative Prime Minister. Sorry, Leader of Opposition as alternative Prime Minister. Okay, so in India, Leader of Opposition is a statutory position, not a constitutional position. It is a statutory position. What do you mean by statutory position? It is established by law of Parliament. Statutory. Statutory position. There is constitutional position or constitutional office, then there are statutory office, then there are executive offices, right? You have Supreme Court of India, that is a constitutional body established by constitution, right? Then there is Human Rights Commission. Heard about Human Rights Commission? No, that is a statutory body because it is established by Act of Parliament. Protection of the Human Rights Act 1993 provided for establishing Human Rights Commission. So it is backed by Act of Parliament. That is a statutory body. Similar to that, Leader of Opposition is also a statutory body. Okay. So the political party which is having minimum, how much? Any idea? 1/10 of the seats. 1/10 of total seats will be called as official opposition party. Minimum is 110. Okay. Maximum is less than ruling party. Right? You got it, right? Less than the ruling party. But minimum, a party has to have 1/10 of the total seats. Minimum, yeah. So the, in last two assemblies, last two parliaments, there was no official official opposition party because Congress had scored. Congress had won less than 50 seats. This year they have got, I think, 59 or something, 98, no, 80. Yeah, I don't remember exactly the number. They have got somewhere, but it is more than 10%. So that is why this year in this parliament, Rahul Gandhi is the official opposition leader, right? Official opposition leader. Got my point, right? Opposition leader, it is a statutory body. The leader of the party which is having minimum of 1/10. Minimum of 1/10 of the total strength of the Lok Sabha. It is established by parliamentary statute, Act of the Parliament. Yeah, it is a statutory body established by Act of the Parliament. That is also called as in your Lakshmikant, it is given parliamentary statute. Parliamentary statute. It means that Act of the Parliament. Parliamentary statute means Act of the Parliament. Okay. Statute, it is in Lakshmikant, it is given parliamentary statute. Okay. Parliamentary statute is nothing but an act of the Parliament. Okay. It is called a statutory body. It is not a constitutional body, it is a statutory body. Statutory body. Okay. Whereas leader of the house is mentioned in the rules of the Lok Sabha. It is not established by parliamentary statute. It is mentioned in the rules of the Lok Sabha. Okay. Then there is another office called whip. Whip. Okay. I told you, na, whip. Whip is neither a constitutional body nor a statutory body, or it is not mentioned in the rules of the Lok Sabha. It is a parliamentary convention. In every parliamentary form of the government, there will be whip. It is a convention. It is a convention. It is neither mentioned in the parliament. It is neither a constitutional body nor a statutory body. It is a parliamentary convention to have whip. Okay. Whip. Both ruling party and opposition parties will have whip. Okay. Both ruling party and opposition parties will have whip. What are the rest? Okay, whip. What is the responsibilities? I told you, na. First thing is to maintaining the quorum. Means if there are any bill is coming to the session, there has to be some minimum number of members, na. To maintaining that, that is the responsibility of the whip. Okay, he need to bring all the members to the house, then issuing directions when you need to be present compulsorily, and what is the, I mean, to which side you should take, whether you should support the bill or you should vote against the bill. All those things will be taken care by whip. Okay, it is a parliamentary convention. It is neither a constitutional body nor a statutory body. Okay, understood. So you need to understand, I mean, opposition, leader of opposition, leader of the house, then whip. Okay, next is sessions of parliament. Sessions of parliament. Sessions of parliament. Our constitution says that there cannot be more than 6 months gap between two sessions. Session means it is a meeting. The house will come and pass the bill, pass the budget, they will discuss the various issues, right? That is session. Our constitution says that there shall be not more than 6 months gap between two sessions of the parliament. It means that the house should meet at least twice a year. Correct? The house should meet at least twice a year. Right? But usually we will have 3 sessions. Right? Who will summon and prorogue the session? President. Right? Adjournment signed will be done by presiding officer. You say presiding officer because speaker and chairman, na? Presiding officer of the house. So there are 3 sessions. First one is, any idea? Budget session. Which session is going on now? Monsoon session. And third one is winter session. Usually budget session February to May. This is July to August and November to December. Usual time. It may vary. Monsoon session July to August. Okay. It will vary approximately in this time. Okay. February to May, July to September, or August to September. We can say August or September. It depends. And November to December. Currently monsoon session is going on. Okay. Usually 3 sessions: budget session, monsoon session, winter session. Okay. As per the constitution, there has to be minimum 2 sessions. Okay. Fine. Then adjournment signed I have explained. Okay. Adjournment. What is adjournment? It ends the sitting with time of reassembly. Right. Adjournment signed I, it ends the sitting without the time of reassembly. Then the president will issue prorogation. Right. Fine. Okay. Next is dissolution. Dissolution, actually I have told you na what is dissolution. Dissolution. After the completion of 5 years term, the house will be automatically dissolved. It will be automatically dissolved. Election will be conducted within the completion of the right after completion of the 5 years term. The newly elected Lok Sabha will meet. But within 5 years also, the president can dissolve the house. It is only the lower house, that is Lok Sabha, can be dissolved, because Rajya Sabha is a permanent house that cannot be dissolved. Lok Sabha can be dissolved, right? So within the 5 years also, the president can dissolve the house on recommendation of cabinet headed by prime minister. Okay, so that is dissolution. What happens? The bills which are pending in the house, in case of dissolution. Okay, what happens? See, first I'll explain this, then I'll go to that. For your understanding, see, this is Lok Sabha, correct? This is Rajya Sabha, say president. A member introduced a bill into the Lok Sabha, right? It is passed here. Then it will go to Rajya Sabha. If it is passed in Rajya Sabha, it will go to president. He can give his assent, or he can use his veto powers. That is a different, you know the scenarios, right? So suppose bill introduced in Rajya Sabha, it will come to Lok Sabha. If it is passed in Rajya Sabha, it will come to Lok Sabha. Then it will go to president. President gives his assent, it becomes act. That is the procedure. Suppose before the completion of this whole procedure, the house is dissolved. Getting my point, right? Suppose before the assent of the president, the house is dissolved, what happens to the bills pending in either Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, or with president? What happens to them is the question now. Okay. Suppose the bill is pending in Lok Sabha, originated in Lok Sabha only. Some of the members introduced the bill in Lok Sabha, originated in Lok Sabha. The bill which is pending in Lok Sabha, originated in Lok Sabha, are not passed by Rajya Sabha. It will end. The bill will end. Getting my point, right? The bill which is introduced in Lok Sabha, not passed by Rajya Sabha, will end.
This Rajya Sabha did not pass. Lok Sabha did not pass.
The bill is introduced in Lok Sabha only. It is not passed by Rajya Sabha. It is introduced here. It is still pending in Lok Sabha. It will lapse. Okay. Then a bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha, passed by Lok Sabha. Initially the bill was introduced in Lok Sabha. It passed in Lok Sabha. Then it went to Rajya Sabha. It was pending in Rajya Sabha. Meantime the Lok Sabha got dissolved. It will end. It lapses. That is the end of the bill. The bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha, passed by Lok Sabha, lapses. Okay. The bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha but not passed by Lok Sabha does not lapse. Third scenario is the bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha, not passed by Lok Sabha. It got introduced in Rajya Sabha only and it is pending there. It was not passed by Lok Sabha. Getting my point, right? It does not lapse. Okay. A bill which is pending in Lok Sabha lapses. A bill which is pending in Lok Sabha, passed by Rajya Sabha, lapses. A bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha, passed by Lok Sabha, lapses. A bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha, not passed by Lok Sabha, does not lapse. Bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha, not passed by Lok Sabha, does not lapse. A bill which is passed by both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, it is pending before president for his assent, does not lapse. A bill which is passed by both the houses and pending with president for his assent does not lapse. A bill which has passed by both the houses and returned by president for reconsideration. The bill which has passed by both the houses and sent to president, president has sent it for reconsideration. Which veto is that? President has sent it back for reconsideration. Suspensive veto. Such bill does not lapse. Okay. And there is a disagreement between the two houses over a bill and president has notified for joint sitting. In that case also the bill does not lapse. What is joint sitting? I'll come to that. Joint sitting means if both houses reject, one house passed the bill, other house does not pass the bill. If then there's a deadlock. In such case, the president can notify for a joint sitting. Both houses will sit together and they can either pass the bill or reject the bill. That is called joint sitting. I'll do it in detail. In such case also the bill does not lapse. Clear? Understood now? Yeah, I'll tell you. Yeah. The bill which is pending in Lok Sabha, yeah, either let it be introduced in Lok Sabha or coming from Rajya Sabha, does not matter. A bill which is pending in Lok Sabha lapses. A bill which is pending in Lok Sabha lapses. Okay. The bill which is pending in Lok Sabha, passed by Rajya Sabha, lapses.
After to Lok Sabha,
Yeah.
they not still.
Yeah, the Lok Sabha is yet to take the decision. It is pending in the Lok Sabha. The bill which is passed by Rajya Sabha, which is pending in the Lok Sabha, that lapses. Okay. Third one, the bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha, passed by Lok Sabha, that will also lapse. The bill which is pending in Rajya Sabha, passed by Lok Sabha, that will also lapse. There are only 3 cases where the bill lapses. If it is pending in Lok Sabha, it will lapse.
Again, pending Lok Sabha.
If it is pending in Rajya Sabha, passed by Lok Sabha, it will lapse. If the bill is pending in Lok Sabha, passed by Rajya Sabha, then also it will lapse. Right? But if the bill is pending in Rajya Sabha, not passed by Lok Sabha, it will not lapse. Correct? No? The bill is pending in Rajya Sabha, but it is not yet introduced to Lok Sabha. It got introduced in Rajya Sabha only. Still, it has not come to Lok Sabha. Then it will not lapse. Getting my point? You got confused? Okay. See, the bill which is pending in Lok Sabha lapses. The bill which is passed by Lok Sabha, it has come to Rajya Sabha, lapses. The bill which is pending in Lok Sabha, passed by Rajya Sabha. The bill was introduced here, it passed to Lok Sabha, it will be lapsed. It will get lapsed. Suppose the bill which is introduced in Lok Sabha only, Rajya Sabha only, Lok Sabha has no role yet. After passing from here, it will come to Lok Sabha. Na? It got introduced here. Till Lok Sabha did not touch it, it will not lapse. Wherever Lok Sabha has a connection to a bill, no, before going to president, that will lapse. That's all. Remember that simple logic. Got my point, right? Wherever to that bill, Lok Sabha has a connection before going to president. Once the bill goes to president, it will not lapse. Before going to president, if Lok Sabha has any connection, that bill will lapse. Got it now? If the bill is introduced in Lok Sabha, lapses. If the bill is introduced in Lok Sabha and it passed to Rajya Sabha, lapses. If the bill is passed by Rajya Sabha, if it is in Lok Sabha, it has a connection with Lok Sabha, the bill lapses. If the bill is still in Rajya Sabha, it has not come to Lok Sabha, still in Rajya Sabha. Here only it got introduced. It has no connection with Lok Sabha, no, it will not lapse. Clear? So just one logic, if the bill has any connection with Lok Sabha, it will lapse. Either it got introduced in Lok Sabha, or it has come to Lok Sabha from Rajya Sabha, or it is passed from Lok Sabha, it is pending in Rajya Sabha. In all these 3 scenarios, it has a connection with Lok Sabha. It will lapse. If the bill is introduced in Rajya Sabha, no connection with Lok Sabha, it will not lapse. If the bill is passed by both houses, it has gone to president for his assent, president is yet to decide, it will not lapse. If the bill is passed by both houses and president has returned for reconsideration, the bill will not lapse. If both the houses there is a disagreement, president has notified for joint sitting, then bill will not lapse. But president had to issue a notification for joint sitting. That is important thing here. Understood, na? They have asked a question on this topic. In UPSC they have asked. Okay, in other exams also they have asked. Understood, right? Clear? No confusion, right? There has to be only one condition. If it is having any connection with Lok Sabha, it will lapse. Okay, till before crossing this arrow. After crossing this, it will not lapse. Okay, fine. Okay. Next, rights of ministers and attorney general. Rights of ministers, attorney general. Rights of ministers and attorney general. Article 78 deals with this. Article 78. No, Attorney General is Article 76. Attorney General office is Article 76. Rights of ministers and Attorney General, their powers and rights, that deals with Article 78. Attorney General offices deals with Article 76. Advocate General is Article 165. In state, in Attorney General is nothing but, I'll come to that in constitutional bodies. Attorney General is nothing but he is the lawyer of the government of India. It is the highest law position in the government of India. He is a lawyer. He represents the government of India in Supreme Court or in High Courts. Okay, if there are any issues related to or legal matters related to government of India, the government of India will be represented in court by Attorney General. In state, it is Advocate General. Okay, that is a constitutional position. I'll do it in constitutional bodies. This article deals with that, and this rights of ministers and Attorney General deals with Article 78. Okay. So what are the rights they have? He is a part of what? Attorney General is a part of? No. Before that I told, na? It's a part of Union Executive. He's a part of Union Executive, na? President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Council of Ministers, and Attorney General, right? So, what are the rights they have means, they can, both of them, even Attorney General, ministers, they can take part in the proceedings of the either house of the parliament. If a minister, I told you, a person can become a minister without being a member of either house. But within 6 months, he should get elected to any of the house. So what are the rights both of them have is, they can take part in the proceedings of the either house of the parliament without entitled to vote. Right, one thing. Second, they can be a part of any parliamentary committees to which they are named or they are selected. Okay, they can become the what? They can take part in the proceedings of the either house of the parliament. They can take part in the proceedings of the either house of the parliament, means they can speak in the house without entitled to vote. They cannot vote.
Minister can vote after the.
I'll come to that. Without entitled to vote. Okay. And second one, they can be a part of any parliamentary committees. They can be a part of any parliamentary committees. Okay. They can be a part of any parliamentary committees. See, you must have seen, now Jai Shankar is the Rajya Sabha member, but he will be sitting in Lok Sabha. Correct? No? He'll be sitting in Lok Sabha and he'll be discussing, he'll be giving answers. Whereas Prime Minister is from Lok Sabha, but he will be sitting in Rajya Sabha as well. Right? This article deals with that. Right? A minister can take part in the proceedings of the either house without entitled to vote. But Jai Shankar can vote only in Rajya Sabha because he is a member of Rajya Sabha. But he can take part in the proceedings of the either house. Suppose before getting elected to Rajya Sabha, Jai Shankar became a minister. Right? He became an external affairs minister last time. He was not a Rajya Sabha member then. Right? But he was present in both the houses. He was giving answers before getting elected without entitled to vote. Within 6 months, he should get elected to either of the house. Similarly, Attorney General, he can take part in the proceedings of, when a person is being appointed as Attorney General by President, then he can take part in the proceedings of the either house. But he does not have voting rights. Similarly, both of them, ministers and Attorney General, can be a part of parliamentary committees. There are separate parliamentary committees like Estimates Committee, Public Accounts Committee, Budget Committee. Getting my point, right? Such parliamentary committees are there. He can be a part of any of the parliamentary committees. Parliamentary committees are nothing but, there are different types of committees like joint parliamentary committees or separate parliamentary committees. It will be having some 10 to 21, there are different ratios, 32 members, 20 members, 20 members like that. Members from the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha combined, or sometimes in Estimates Committee only Lok Sabha members will be there. In Budget Committee, members from both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha will be there. They will scrutinize the budget and they will give report to the House. Public Accounts Committee, you must have heard about Public Accounts Committee. When Rafale was bought, no? Public Accounts Committee, what they'll do, whatever expenditure government will make, they will scrutinize it. whether the expenditure are made properly or not, if the money is spent on unnecessary things like that. So Public Accounts Committee was conducted a detailed what we can say study of Rafale deal, right? Rafale, na, fighter jet. So that is Public Accounts Committee. Accounts details they'll do. Seems like that. To such committees, Attorney General can be a member, but he cannot vote. Even a minister, they cannot become a member of committee. There is a rule. I'll come to that. You got this point, right? So rights of Attorney General ministers, they can take part in the proceedings of the either house without being entitled to vote. They can be a part of committees without right to vote. Okay, but when a person become a minister, within 6 months he should get elected to either of the house. Otherwise, he will cease to be a minister. Okay, within 6 months. Same with the Prime Minister as well. Okay. Article 76 is Attorney General. 78 their rights. Okay, fine. There is one more article, Article 105, that is related to parliamentary privileges. Okay, parliamentary privileges. Article 105, parliamentary privileges. What do you mean by privileges? See, every member of parliament has rights, right? When he is asking a question, the minister should give correct answer, right? And if such his privileges are violated, then he can move a privilege motion. So that is called those privileges are protected by Article 105. Okay, fine. Next one is devices of parliamentary proceedings. Devices of parliamentary proceedings. Devices of parliamentary proceedings. Devices of parliamentary proceedings. Okay, so when the session begins, every day when the session begins, the first hour will be called as question hour. In device of parliamentary proceedings, the first hour of every session, every day, first hour of every day is called as question hour. Okay, is called as question hour. In question hour, the members will ask questions. You must have seen, na? Members will be asking questions. Some minister will stand and he'll give answers. Correct? That is called question hour. In every day, when the session is happening, the first hour is called as question hour. Members will ask the questions. The relevant ministers will give answers. There are 3 types of questions: starred question, unstarred question. Third one is short notice question. Short notice question. Have a question, I think, right? Yeah. See, like this. This is a visible, no? Yeah, this is a question. It is in Kannada. In councils, some member was asked this related to recruitment. Okay, it is a starred question. Okay, here it will be written chukke guritina prashne, means it is a starred question. Okay, so there are three types of questions: starred question, unstarred question, and short notice question. Okay, starred question is when a member, while asking the question, will mention it is a starred question. It means that it requires the minister to give oral answers. Got my point, right? Oral answer means when you ask a question, then the minister will stand and he'll give oral answer to that question. Whatever question he'll be asking, na, about like what is the vacancies available in Karnataka, government vacancies available in Karnataka, right? That is a question asked by a minister. Then the minister who is responsible for that is DPR, that comes to the chief minister. Chief minister will stand and he'll give answer. These many vacancies are vacancies in government jobs are available in India, Karnataka. Like that is a question and answer, right? That is a start question which requires oral answers. Means the minister has to give oral answer, and supplementary questions can be asked. You asked like what are the vacancies in government, say some police department, what are the vacancies? He said that there are some 10,000 vacancies. Supplementary questions are like you have asked a question, you can ask that when will you fill those vacancies? That is a supplementary question, no? Additional question. No, you can ask supplementary questions after giving an answer to main question. You can ask supplementary questions. That is only available with the starred question. Starred question is where the oral answer has to be given and supplementary questions can be asked. Next one is unstarred question. Unstarred question where the ministers will have to give written answers. Unstarred question. Unstarred question, this is oral answer, this is written answer. Okay, oral answer, written answer. Unstarred question. When the unstarred question is asked, then the minister will give a written answer. Okay, and you cannot ask any what supplementary questions. Supplementary questions cannot be asked. Okay, in unstarred question there is no provision of supplementary questions or additional questions. Whatever you have asked, only for that question the minister will give written answers. Supplementary questions cannot be asked. Same with in starred question, oral answer, supplementary questions can be asked. Okay, third one is short notice question. Here a 10 days question should be asked by giving a 10 days notice. Before 10 days the question should be asked. 10 days prior notice. Question can be asked by giving 10 days prior notice, and it is also answered orally. Short notice question is also answered orally. Okay, short notice question is also answered orally. Okay, got it? No, first hour of every session sitting on that particular day is called as question hour, where the members will ask questions, and then where the members will ask questions, the ministers will give answers. All right, there are three types of questions: starred question, unstarred question, and short notice question. Starred question, it requires oral answer and supplementary questions can be asked. Unstarred question, written answers, supplementary questions cannot be asked. Then short notice question by giving 10 days prior notice, and answer will be given orally. Okay, then there is something called 0 hour. Zero hour. In Kannada it is called as Shunya Vele. Shunya Vele antara. 0 hour. 0 hour.
In question and answer.
No. Question hour is first hour. After that,
Okay, the second.
yeah. Second is 0R. It starts after it is an Indian innovation. Okay, it is present in Indian houses, Indian Parliament and State House legislature only. It is an Indian innovation. It starts after the question R and ends till the actual agenda of the house. It starts immediately after question R and lasts until the agenda of the day. Immediately after question R and lasts until the agenda of the day. Sorry? It is not statutory, it is not a body. It is not created. What I am saying is question R 0R means these are all the parliamentary tools available in the house, how the proceedings will take place. It is neither constitutional, no. It is the rules of the house. Okay, how the business of the house should be conducted. Na? It is the business of the house. First there will be 0R, question R. First R will be question R. It is like timetable. What are the should be done in the agenda in a particular day? What are the things should be done? First is question R, then 0R. 0R it starts after the ending of the question R and lasts till the agenda of the house. So in 0R, any matter of any public importance can be taken up for discussion. Matter of public importance, any matter of public importance can be taken up for discussion. Okay, any matter the members can request and that will be discussed in the house. Okay, that is 0R. There is no time limit till the agenda of the house. What do you mean by agenda of the house? See, on a particular day there will be programs will be fixed, like at 2 o'clock we will introduce certain bills, right? Or at 2 o'clock there will be budget discussions, right? Or some other discussions. In such case, till the agenda, the time gap will be there, na? That is called as 0R. So suppose session started at 11 o'clock. Okay, so 11 to 12 will be question R. Correct? No, 11 to 12 will be question R. Then say from 2 o'clock there will be budget discussion. Okay, so 12 to 2 gap is there, na? That is called as 0R. Got it? That is called 0R. In that time the house will take up any matter of any public importance for discussion. Got it? No? You understood, na? What is question R and what is 0R? Okay, done. Then there will be discussions in the house regarding various issues. Okay. Any doubt? We'll have to do motions. That I'll do it tomorrow only, because if I start, should be completed, right? So what are the things we did today? We started with Prime Minister, right? Article 74 and 75, right? Then we started Parliament, right? What are the two houses we have? Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. It is called as bicameralism, right? Then Lok Sabha is a directly elected body. Rajya Sabha is indirectly elected by whom? Elected members of legislative assemblies of states, right? Then Lok Sabha has directly elected members. How many members are nominated to Rajya Sabha? 12 members. By whom? By President. Who is the presiding officer of Rajya Sabha? Vice President. He is called as ex officio chairman, right? Then there is deputy chairman, who is elected by among the members among themselves. He is elected by the members among themselves. Then there is panel of vice chairpersons. Who will nominate panel of vice chairpersons? Vice President. So we should not say vice president, we should say chairman, right? Then there is, when they can preside over the session, panel of vice chairpersons, vice chairman, right? In there, when the office is vacant, then person to function as deputy chairman. Okay, same with speaker. Speaker will give resignation to whom? Deputy speaker. Deputy speaker will give resignation to speaker. The date of election of speaker is fixed by president. Date of election of a deputy speaker is fixed by speaker. And speaker will, the oath will prescribe to speaker by, there is no separate oath. The deputy speaker and deputy chairman, they will take oath as members of the Lok Sabha, the Rajya Sabha. There is no separate oath. Don't forget that. The oath to members of the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is prescribed by president or any other person nominated by president. Right? Then anti-defection law is introduced by which Constitutional Amendment Act? 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Right? Which introduced 10th schedule. Right? Within how many months a nominated member can join a political party? Within 6 months. Independent member can join a political party within how many months? Independent member can join a political party within how many months? He cannot join, right? If he joined, he loses his membership. Only independent member can join within 6 months. Nominated member cannot join a political party. If he nominated member can join a political party within 6 months. Independent member cannot join. If he joins, he loses his membership, right? Leader of opposition is a what body? Is it a statutory body or constitutional body? It is a statutory body. Which what it means? It is created by act of the parliament, right? Whip is a parliamentary convention. It is neither a constitutional body nor a statutory body, right? Then sessions. Yes, there are how many sessions? What constitution says is there has to be at least 2 sessions, or the maximum gap between the sessions should not be more than 6 months, right? So at least there has to be 2 sessions. Usually we will have how many sessions? 3 sessions: monsoon session, budget session, winter session, right? Fine. Then parliamentary proceedings, we have first hour of every session is called as question hour. There are how many types of questions? Start, unstart, short notice. Start question means oral answer, supplementary questions can be followed. Unstart question, written answer, no supplementary questions. Short notice question, 10 days prior notice has to be given and answered orally. Then 0 hour, it is an Indian innovation. So immediately after question hour till the agenda of the house. Then the agenda of the house will be continued. We'll start with motions tomorrow. Okay, understood? Any doubts? Okay, we'll have a test tomorrow. Okay, yeah, 15 questions. 10 questions. We'll do for 10 questions. It will be revision for you guys as well. Okay, and it will boost your confidence. Right? Okay, thank you. Just cancel it.